2023, August 23, Wednesday. Time to decide. Panel offers multiple scenarios of pension reform. Final plan must have single choice. As the National Pension Fund moves closer to depletion, reforming the national pension scheme has become an urgent matter. However, the government and lawmakers have kept putting up their reform promises for fear of a backlash. It is about time they decided. A government advisory panel on national pension reforms is said to have reached the conclusion that the contribution rate must be raised, the normal minimum pension age postponed, but the income replacement rate maintained as it is. This means that workers should pay more and start receiving their pensions at the later time, but that the ratio of pension to pre-retirement income should be unchanged. The problem is that panel proposed nearly 20 combinations of the contribution rate hikes and the minimum pension ages and did not prioritize them. It is questionable if the national pension scheme will be reformed this time. Furthermore, less than 8 months are left until the general legislative election. Pension reform is a taboo in an election season because an increase in the economic burden on voters will be inevitable. Currently, the contribution rate is 9%, the replacement rate 40%, and the normal minimum pension age 60 to 65. The year in which the fund will be depleted was estimated this year at 2055. The panel suggests 3 contribution rate hikes to 20%, 50%, and 18%. This would delay the fund's exhaustion by 8 years, 16 years, and 27 years, respectively. Its report is expected to contain 3 other suggestions to push back the minimum pension age to 66, 67, and 68. If the proposals on contribution rate and minimum pension age are combined, the total number of scenarios is 9. If 2 more scenarios regarding the fund return rates are additionally combined, the number rises to 18. The panel is said to have studied raising the annualized average of fund return rates in 2 ways, by 0.5 percentage points and 1 percentage points. They are expected to delay fund depletion by 2 years and 5 years respectively. Investment returns need to be raised, but it is questionable if the raises are adequate and realistic as a means to postpone the yield of fund depletion. It is hard to regard the simple enumeration of options as a reform plan. The panel had more than 20 meetings after November last year, but failed to produce a unified opinion. In 2018, an advisory committee proposed 2 options on national pension reform. The yield of fund depletion has now moved up further than when it was estimated in 2018. Considering this, it is irresponsible to suggest nearly 20 scenarios. Now that the panel wrapped up its activity by presenting various scenarios, it has become more burdensome for the government to decide on its reform plan. First of all, it needs to run from the pension reform failure by the previous Moon Jae-in administration. In 2018, Moon rejected the Health and Welfare Minister's National Pension Reform draft, saying that raising the contribution rate, among others, does not fit what people expect. It was an excuse to evade responsibility. Few people would welcome a contribution rate hike, but it is unavoidable if the fund's depletion is to be delayed. Moon refused to do so apparently because he did not want to take responsibility. The Moon administration sent a national pension reform plan to the National Assembly that suggested 4 choices. It left it up to the Assembly to choose one. Reform could not happen this way. Now the ball is in the court of the government. It said it would submit its national pension reform plan to the National Assembly by the end of October. It will have to put forward a single proposal, not a list of choices. The National Assembly must rush to legislate pension reform.